Hello my fellow primates, welcome to another video. My name is Brandon and this is Octane Monkey Garage because we are in the garage this time. If you're thinking about buying a lift, you should. I've loved mine. I've not had it for very long, but it is a wonderful thing. I did buy it probably from the Russian mafia. Not on purpose. It wasn't stolen. It just was sketchy. As a lot of purchases online, you never know what you're gonna get.
This was a Kijiji buy. As you can see, the seller was not quite honest about damage, and well, it's cracked. It's an aluminum rim with another hit there. 2 hits, it doesn't hold air.
Again, a lot of supposing here. I went to see the lift. I thought it would fit. I thought it might be a little too tall. I wasn't quite sure. The guys I was dealing with were incredibly good at sales, and we agreed upon a down payment of half, which is quite a hefty down payment, I thought, but I gave him half the money up front. I said I could probably pick it up on the weekend. This was, I think, a Monday or Tuesday. I said I'd probably pick it up a couple days. Like, the soonest it will be is this weekend. That weekend, COVID happened.
Interrupt this program for breaking news from the Global National Newsroom.
Yesterday, Saskatchewan announced that anyone in the province who violates self-isolation orders will be fined $2,000. In Quebec, a woman who tested positive for COVID-19 was arrested after she violated a quarantine order by going out for a walk.
And everything shut down. I reached out to these guys. I said, hey, I'm not gonna be able to come and pick up the lift this weekend, kind of deal. I had some help. I was thinking my father-in-law would help me. He was obviously concerned about the pandemic and in sort of the age category where, like, if he was to catch something, it's more serious consequences. He was like, I don't want to do it, kind of deal. And I totally understood. So I didn't have a lot of help. I also needed to rent like a U-Haul truck and figure out some sort of way of lifting this like 2,500 pound lift onto a trailer and pulling it again. I hadn't really thought through a lot of the details on how I was going to move it. I figured I'd kind of make it up as I went. And it is here in my garage. So like it's not the end of the world. So that didn't go well though, me saying I didn't want to come pick up the lift. The guy, I mean, at the time he was sort of like, you can come pick it up whenever you want, no rush kind of deal. But things had changed and he needed the money right away. They needed the lift out right away. And there was, we had some very heated situation. So I said, if you refund me your money, like my money, like I'm sorry kind of deal. That wasn't an option. They were not going to be doing that. They basically were like, you can come get it or we're going to resell it to someone else. Again, they threatening litigation, going to lawyers. I was breaking the contract that said, I will pay you the rest of the money for the lift upon picking it up. No date, just that would happen. Anyway, he put it up on Kijiji again, offering for sale. Obviously, I wasn't happy about that. He ignored me for a while. After a few days, he started messaging me back. He said if I want to come pick it up. For me, like, the big thing was, I don't have help. If you want to help me take it apart and put it on the trailer, then I can come pick it up. I can rent the U-Haul trailer. So I rented a trailer. I showed up at the shop. No one was there. Called them up, nothing. I waited about 30 minutes. Finally got a hold of him. I was like, what's up? We're like, what's going on? He was asleep. It was like 6 o'clock at night. I was like, what do you mean you're asleep? You're supposed to be here at the shop helping me get this lift. No, I can't do it today. We agreed upon this time like 2 days ago, and I followed up with you this morning just to make sure like it was still on for today, and you aren't here. Obviously, I'm rather upset. He's not happy that I'm asking him to get out of bed to come help me. The deal falls through, I suppose, is how it works. He again threatens litigation for me canceling the thing. I said, I can't pick it up. You're not here. No one's here. I'm heading home, So a couple days later, he messaged me back again. At this point, I figured I'd just lost my down payment and this is just the way it was gonna be. And it sucked, but it was what it was. there's not much point taking them to small claims court. Anyway, so he messaged me back up. He says he had put it up online again. I had my brother negotiating with him. I thought there was a lot of ego involved, I think. So I had my brother negotiating with him this time on a separate account as an anonymous person. And they had set up a time to purchase the lift. I think in another week. So he messaged me up. He says, hey, he's like, if you want this lift, I got someone else coming. He's like, if you come before such and such a date, you can come, you can pick it up. So I said, okay. The week comes by, I show up. He doesn't show up. He's not there again. He's sleeping. Anyway, this time his buddy ends up coming to the shop to let us in. Thank goodness. So this guy's the owner of the shop, and he explains, you know, that's my lifelong friend. He's kind of an idiot. He's not real easy to deal with. He said it's not his lift anyway. It's my lift. He's just selling it for me as a favor. He hasn't given me the money from the other half. You know, he's not the most reliable. Again, we're just like, why is this guy selling your lift for you? Like, you seem like a reasonable person. Anyway, we get into the shop. Kind of an eccentric shop. I mean, nothing special. It was just didn't look like a place that you actually worked on cars, or it was just something wasn't quite right. That's fine. That is the lift. Bishman 1980 model. Kyle's moving stuff. We got our HVAC lift here, which should make things simpler. And then we got our U-Haul trailer, which should make things movable. And we're gonna take this thing down. We start taking down the lift.
You're gonna have to move it forward or backwards to bring it down. Correct, yeah. I need to go back.
The guy that we're dealing with goes into the back, does a line of coke, comes out real excited. He starts helping us take down the lift. If you can lift it up and it pulls off cleanly, then it'll be okay.
You find that too.
If it goes off sideways, if it goes off sideways, that'll be.
Model A.
Again, nice guy, eccentric. You know, started asking him about how business been with the COVID and things like that. You know, everything's shut down, and just to make conversation, and starts telling us about, well, he wasn't going to work the summer anyway. He was going to take it off and go up north. He's got a cottage or second house or whatever, and a boat, and he was just going to spend it on the lake. And again, this guy's like 30, mid-30s maybe. just like all the pieces adding up of like, maybe we're not dealing with normal people. We're kind of like, we should probably get out of here. So, you know, we pay the guy. He's happy to get some of his money, I guess half of the money that he needs for the lift. And, you know, we pack it up and we get out of there, and now I got a lift in my garage. The first post we did with tires. We just stuck up a lot of tires. So that was the suggestion from the Russian guys when we were taking it down. They were just like, let's just put a bunch of tires on the ground, and then we'll just cut the bolts and just push it over. Focus, there we go. Well, there it is. Calling it a night. Kyle has gone back to his place. We have one up, bolted to the wall so it doesn't fall over, because it's not anchored into the ground, because that's a whole nother thing. One more post to go up, one more top bar. We'll be able to lift race cars into the air, and also do oil changes for my wife. All right, this is awesome. I ended up putting two 2x12s that were like 10 feet long across 5 of the rafter joists, and then using like a winch to just sort of lift the legs in place. And it actually worked pretty well and was pretty unsketchy.
So Daddy did go in the hole.
What are we doing up there, Dad?
Can't watch this stuff. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what we were doing up there.
Oh my word. Are you sure that's safe? It just doesn't look very stable, does it?
No. It's all the way to high 22.
I've learned though that your daddy
That
will
how
do
wobble it
anything he puts his mind to. And he will figure out a way. It's just only a matter of time before he figures out something. Brandon. How did you do this?
There was a lot of effort, but tied in, top post is mounted, and then it's strapped to the beam that I put in for jacking, and it ain't going anywhere. So yeah, now just the electrical, hydraulics, balancing and setting. But for tonight, good accomplishments.
So it didn't fit, unfortunately. My floor wasn't quite level. I had to like tilt it to level it out, which meant putting concrete underneath, and which made the lift about 1.5 inches higher, which means I needed to cut into my drywall wall.
So it's not a tiny amount of work. Definitely would be good to buy a lift that actually fits in your house, so you don't have to do this stuff. I mean, the goal at the end of the day is still really awesome. That's totally motivating. Lift the cars up in the air. So, like Kyle said, I will know this thing inside and out, and if anything ever goes wrong, I'll have had my hands on every piece, so I will know the problems as they come up. Not too shabby. Level. And plumb. If you go look at the other side, level and plumb. Look at that. All right. So now we just gotta drill some holes, some anchor bolts in, and then we'll be able to take the safety strap off. Ooh, hammer drill time. Look at that, 3/4 inch bit. And here's our wedge anchors. We're doing 3/4 inch. We could probably get away with a 7/8 or maybe 1 inch, but it ain't too bad. And they're a lot easier to find. 1 inches are rare. Okay, let's get some drilling going. Hey, buddy?
Yep.
Are we gonna pour some concrete? We're gonna make some concrete and put it in here. Bring these up to level, since we had to shim them.
Yep, I did. I ready.
Pretty high, so that's where the concrete's gonna go.
Can we turn it? Can we make that bin? Make this bin.
Yeah, we can. As soon as we're gonna do the concrete first. Sounds like a plan?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's do the concrete.
You help me mix it up. Let's do it. Okay. Got our concrete poured in there. That sure was a big help. Hopefully, kind of ran out a little bit on this side, so I didn't quite fill up that whole corner, but that's okay. I got underneath the post where it needs to be. Got that semi-leveled. They don't look... Oh, the concrete doesn't look too bad from certain angles. Could use a little polish. Alright. Really happy with how this one turned out. Just a nice, nice edge, and then kind of a fluid. The color's off a bit. I could give it a little polish, but... Oh, now I just have to replace this problem over here. Ah, the electrical. This is sort of the main unit of what makes the lift work. So you have your hydraulic fluid down here in the tank. There's like a pressurized plumbing, we'll call it that, and then you have your motor up top. So this turns a shaft, which creates pressure in here, which then you can fill this piston with right here. It just moves the arm up and down, just moves the chain and pulls the other side with it. That's what makes it go up, this motor right here. But this is the wrong motor. This is only for commercial applications. And we have a house that's residential, so we only have 2-phase at the maximum.
Okay.
So we need to find a single-phase motor, but we gotta take this 3-phase motor out first. That's the pump that goes inside of the tank. We have our motor. So now we have our shaft size. To say that this motor is the main part of this thing, it would be an understatement. I think I'll just put that in there for now. It's a safe place for it. I got the tank over there. That came off easy. Oh, I'm making a mess. So yeah, now we just take this piece off maybe. There's gonna be some fabrication required for mounting the new motor, and putting the tank back on is for sure. Well, I've got it all taken apart. So that's the bottom, that's the top, the spade. The mounting brackets are welded to it. You got your spool here. So apparently you can re-spool this to change it to a single phase if you are a person who builds electric motors, which I am not. Now you have the core of this thing right here. Spins around with the other piece on it. It's pretty heavy duty. The bearings look okay. Traces were a bit worn. Now just basically the most important thing is this right here. I gotta get, well, I shouldn't say the most important thing, but a big factor is finding a motor with this shaft end on it. Yeah, it inserts into the bottom of the, or the top of the pump, basically in this hole right here. So I just basically have to rebuild that and then build some new brackets to mount it and hold everything in place. The shop is coming along. This is my happy place in here, which is pretty great. Still got some organizing to do, but it's definitely coming along. So ran some electrical so I'd have more light down here, and I put some outlets, put an outlet receptacle at the top so you can plug things in. I was talking about playing games and Nintendo and Switch and stuff up there, so that might become a gaming spot, we'll see. But yeah, pretty happy. It's pretty good. Parts of the motor, half here. Oh, that was a fun. The Purelator truck showed up and I was like, what? And I saw that he had a Princess Auto box and I was like, yes! So excited. And it was the piece for my key that I have to make. And the adapter piece. Let me grab that. Might as well go into that right now anyway. But yeah, so basically the way I'm gonna handle this is I'm gonna leave the old motor attached because it's got like a 10-tooth spline, half-inch spline that goes into the pump. And to get a motor that is the right specifications, and even finding an adapter that goes from 5/8 to 10-tooth half-inch was rather complicated. So I bought this instead. And this is just a sleeve. So I'm gonna actually attach that to the shaft of the old motor up here. Yeah, so that's gonna attach there. And then I'll weld that with the key in it. And then the new motor will just sit right on top and basically spin the old motor. So the new motor is just gonna spin the old motor. It's the same horsepower, spec, etc., etc. So I just have to fabricate up new brackets to hold the new motor, weld that piece to the top, and then be lifting cars. And that'll be a good day, because we can start building stuff. Turn it, move it the one way, you can turn it, move it the other axis. That's right. Now we've got X, Y, and Z. So we can build a do-it-yourself milling machine. Oh my gosh. Sometimes the ghetto-ness is just too good. Well, a normal milling machine is like thousands of dollars. And we're gonna do one for $120. Yeah, actually, 130. The drill press was $50 off of a Kijiji, and then this thing was 80. Look at that. That's precise enough. Yeah, that'll work good. We just gotta get it mounted up now. Well, if you've ever wondered what the inside of a big electrical motor, or even a small electrical motor for that matter, is, you're in luck, because you're about to find out. Come. Beautiful. Yes?
I really need tomato paste.
Oh, okay. You loosen these off.
And a barbecue chicken, which you probably don't have done yet. So probably come out of your hand.
Okay. Well, we are gonna run up to the store, grab some tomato paste and some barbecue chicken sauce for family life. I would get more of these videos if I was single, but that's okay. Being married and having kids has its benefits. But it's not quite the same as those single YouTubers who are 17 and have no life. It takes time to like get work done and make progress on projects and even just put the resources towards building stuff. Anyway, I shouldn't complain. I'm not complaining. I was complaining, but I shouldn't be complaining. My life is pretty awesome. Look at you guys cooking on the camping stove. Now this will pull out. So this is the main thing that we wanted to get out anyway. I am going to disassemble this for painting purposes. I think it'll be easier to paint in pieces. So I can tape those off and then this will work really nice. But yeah, these pins, isn't that the weirdest system? They like lock on underneath and grab the bearing like that. And then they just sit in place. Anyway, but this is what we really need because this keyway here is too narrow. We need to make that a 3/16 keyway. So let's get that over to our homemade mill machine and we'll mill a 3/16 slot in that. To try and, man, this is the coil. Try and dissipate some of the heat. I have no idea how deep I need to go or how this will work, but here we go. Here's the actual one we're gonna actually use. That looks, oh, I dropped it. I think that looks good. I'm gonna take that out. All right, so that's pretty much the system here. I'm gonna mount the old motor on top, and then I've got my chuck in between that's attaching the shaft of the new motor to the old motor, and then that spins the old motor, which spins the pump. And I will also generate 3-phase electricity because I left the windings in this motor. So double bonus, I don't know what that will be. But those are capped for now. But anyway, it's kind of a weird solution, but it was not really possible to find an old motor for this thing that had all the right requirements with that 10-tooth spline that needed to go into the pump. And I don't know anyone who does any custom machining. Unfortunately, as you saw, the shaft on this motor isn't exactly the same size as the 5/8 shaft on this. It's something weird. And I did my best to like do it fairly well, but there is play. I'm worried at 3,400 RPM though, if it's gonna vibrate too much. But yeah, so gonna make a bracket to go in there, much like this one. So I'm gonna measure that up and we'll go from there. All right, stay tuned. We are getting to electrical, fun stage. So I'm using 50 amp. The lift is not 50 amps, not even close, but my welder is a 50 amp and it uses a NEMA 650. So that's what we're installing. It's just a standard 3-wire setup. You got 2 hots, you got 120 volt, another 120 volts, makes 240, and you ground. And then since I'm running the wiring, I still gotta sort that out. I'm just gonna put a plug on the end of it. It was hardwired in where we got it. the last people, but I'm just gonna put a plug on the end of my cord here. And I got 30 amps in the box downstairs, which I'm not gonna show you because this is not a electrician channel and I am not an electrician, but you do what you need to do and you make it work. All right, so this looks right. There's black, white, and red. And then the other side of the switch, I got electrical tape on that one to make it black, white tape on that one to make it white, and red. Now, are these individual ones being jumped, or are these all connected together going through this switch? So it doesn't matter which one here is in line with which one there. What do you, I'm gonna take this off to reroute it, but I'm gonna put it back on the same way. But do I have to, or would I have been able to switch them? Let me know in the comments. All right, just because I don't think this will take very long, I'm gonna do it while the camera's watching. All right, green and green. Good, 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 good. And I'm gonna just put I'm not gonna be using that white wire, so it won't actually be hooked up to anything, but I am gonna put a mark connector on it. All right, we'll use orange, the smallest size, because it's just one wire. There we go. None of it's actually exposed, it's all covering it, so. And I'm not gonna throw any tape on there. That's weird. It's just paper. Yeah, so we'll throw that in. Hopefully there's enough space for this. There we go. Okay, that'll work for now. Can plug that in to test it out.
The last connector.
The only thing I don't have hooked up is the ground and shorts.
Okay. So we're gonna see if this thing works.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Gonna plug it in. Try not to get electrocuted over here.
What?
Actually, I'm not entirely sure if there's power going to that if I flip the switch on or not. I think I did. Oh, it works.
Ooh.
Success!
Amazing.
You push the button and it spins.
Wow.
Wow is right.
That's you're happy.
That's pretty good.
That took some
That's a
time.
good moment. That did take some time. That was way more complicated than it should be. It's still not done, but wow.
And now you gotta keep painting it red.
Yeah. Now I have to take everything apart, paint it,
Okay.
and then put it all back together for final assembly.
Okay.
But
Neat.
it goes. That's really fast.
This might actually be able to lift cars
It's
someday.
It's really good. Maybe actually lift cars someday. No grease, no paint. Can't have grease if there isn't any paint. All right, only the well, that side's not too bad actually.
That side's not too bad actually.
Didn't degrease enough. Can't see. So the first coat is on, and it looks pretty bad. So for instance, a lot of runs there. Now there was a sticker underneath that I peeled off, and I scraped all the glue, or what I thought was, and that wasn't enough prep, so it decided to run because of that spot. It's the first coat, it's okay. We got more paint. So we will mix up more, give it a little sand, and prepare the other posts with a little more, I shouldn't say effort, because it was quite a bit of effort to scrape all the grease off of that thing and then sand it and prime it. I'm sorry, I didn't prime it. This is non-primer paint. That was a mistake. I'll prime the the other ones first before I do it. Who knows? Maybe I'll even prime this one. We'll see how it goes after the sanding. Sometimes you gotta just work from the top because it's easier. We'll grind all the rust off from up here. Yeah, it's not dust free in here by any means, nor is it the ideal place to paint, and there's lots of commotion. So it will be what it will be. Now it's time for paint cleanup. That's a homemade mask for you right there. It sort of worked, but not enough to not have paint all over my nose. Looks like I've been in a fight or I have some really bad face acne going on. Oh man, gotta go over for my Zoom call tomorrow at work. Unwrapping the lift. And the paint. Well, I still have brother-in-law's blue and red. Wasn't going for the Superman or Thomas the Tank Engines look, but that's kind of what we ended up with. So. There we go. Made in the USA. Now that's a lift. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. To me, this is like one of those things where it's like, wow, that's a lot of work and unnecessary for like the pins that drop into this thing. Man, do I just love watching it get cleaned up. It's like so satisfying. So I'm just gonna keep cleaning these up and then we'll paint them. Comment below whether you guys get satisfaction out of something like that. Final clear coat! So excited! Hooray!
That's fun.
It is fun. That's like unwrapping.
Yeah.
There we go.
You want to throw it in the garbage, Asher?
Ta-da!
Yay!
It's like a really fun unboxing. And this goes on here.
Uh-huh. Look at all your parts.
All bolts
So
back
many
together.
parts. Cool.
I'm excited to assemble it.
I like it.
I can't help myself. I have to put it back together. Can't wait. door protection. All right, well, we have finally come to the magic moment. The lift is done, assembled. The motors turn. Now it's time for a test. Can it lift a car? Is all of this worth it? The battery's dead. And the battery's dead on the car behind it. Well, all the batteries are dead because that's how it works. So we're gonna get it in a more interesting and creative way. It's coming, yeah. I have no doubts about this working. Oh, moving forward. Oh, now we're just going up. Let's get this on the go and give it a try. Success.
So
Should we see if it goes down?
Yeah, that's interesting to see.
That's the real test here.
Yeah, right now.
Right now it is its adjustment.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the bar wasn't. The bar was at its lowest setting though.
So
I don't know about your side, but every time I lift the car up, it just bends. It just bends a bit more around my arm. Yeah. Did yours bend that much the first time? I'm just gonna show the viewers here. So the reason why this is the rustiest BMW, is because I am on the official jack point. Actually, I can just lift the car up. I don't even have to climb underneath. Watch this. I mean, technically that's as high as I can go without moving that bar, so it's still catching. Anyway, this is the official. Feels scared to go underneath it. That's the official jack point right there. As you can see, it's got a little bit of rot, and every time I lift up the car, this is a chassis. Oh, well, here's chassis rail. Anyway, every time I lift up the car, it just bends a bit more, and keeps squishing on this plastic. So the first time I lifted it up, there wasn't really a bow in it, and then the bow got a little bigger. And a little bigger, and well, yeah, I mean, if you look at this side. Anyway, it's all good. Yeah, this one's, you got concave, that floor is. We're gonna work on that, we're gonna fix it. That's what the tube chassis is gonna solve. We're gonna get rid of the BMW. We'll just leave Octane Monkey. The lift has a safety latch right here. The handle's broken off. So I've got a hole drilled in there. And we're gonna tap this by spinning this thing around here. Actually, I already did it. Which puts threads on the inside of there. So I drilled a hole, put threads on the inside of it. Now I'm going to shave the end off of this handle and put 1024 threads on that. And then this screwdriver will be our new handle, which I think is very classy. Feels wrong, sort of, but got to do it.
75 years later.
I was taking way too long. Much better. All right. Let's put some threads on this thing. Well, that's not gonna work. Too small. It's more of the appropriate size. That'll work. It's hot. Hot, 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 hot. I just can't quite. Now there's threads on the end of that. Like magic. Okay, we have decided. I decided not to go with the screwdriver handle. It's cool. I don't know if it fits well enough with the theme of everything. So I'm not gonna use this, but I'm gonna make a wood handle like this. Basically, we're just gonna rethread that to this size. So we'll rethread it, and then the wood handle will go around this. Fix it up, because it's pretty ugly. All right, time to put our cap on here. That will hide our bolt mess thing. Let's put that on there. Last final touch. I'm gonna hide that seam now that we've got her painted. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Too much wood. Doesn't fit. Too wide. Right in there. All right, let's go sand a bit off of that. All right, cleaned up the profile in there a little bit, so it's just a little bit smaller, a little tighter. Now we should have enough space. Yep, no clearance issues now. Feels a little bit loose. Oh, that's unfortunate. It was really tight, and then the wood, just because I took it apart a couple times, it's kind of gone loose on the inside, but it does function. It is pulling our lock off. We'll see how it holds up over time, but I like that. That looks really good. Anyway, long story short, if you're thinking about getting a lift, don't buy it from the Russian Mafia. All right, oh, you got Monstone. So you're gonna go for a ride in the car? You're gonna go up?
How do I get over there?
No, just sit here in this seat. I'm just gonna take you for a ride up in the sky. That window tint, something else. All right, you ready? It's like a roller coaster ride, but in slow motion. Okay, here we go. You actually want to go for a drive?
Yeah, I actually want.
Oh. Well, we can't. You're up in this. What? How did you get up there? What is going on?
Oh, man.
How are you going to get down? No, you're stuck.
Oh, man.
This is like the best time out ever.
Then.
Yeah.
Why am I up here?
I don't know. How'd you get up there?
I don't know.
You don't know. Hold on.
The car's up at the garage.
The car is up at the garage.
Under the car. Do you know all the engines?
It is. Do you know the parts of the car underneath?
I do.
What's this? Do you know what this is?
That's a ding thing.
This is the exhaust. That's
Stop.
the muffler. Where's the engine?
I don't know where the engine is.
It's up here. See this thing right here? That's the engine. There's the brakes.
Okay, there's the brakes.
Yeah. This one right here?
I don't know what that is.
That's the drain plug for the transmission.
Dad, there's another brake.
Yeah, there's another brake over there.
I want to go back up.
You want to go back up? Okay.
Well, guys, it's in. It was a lot of work, but it's done. About 2 months of time of after hours, but we got ourselves a nice, shiny, new restored lift. I say restored lightly. We didn't touch everything, but man, all of the parts pretty much got a redo. So it's in good shape now, and it will last for another 25 years, guaranteed. Probably longer. Yeah, dreams come true. One of the main questions I get when people ask me about this is, how much did it cost? I bought it for $1,700, $1,750 used. I bought a new motor, I got some paint to cut it, and I need some drywall to fix the hole I put in my roof. But all in all, $2,250, $2,300, which isn't too bad, especially for a quality lift. This one's from the 90s. It's a Bishman lift from an old Dodge dealership. Or maybe not an old Dodge dealership, but they were upgrading their lifts after 25 years. It'll lift commercial trucks all the way up to very lightweight BMW race cars. So we're good, we're good. I hope this inspires you to get your own lift. It's not as crazy as you think. It does take up a decent amount of space, but you can always cut your ceiling. So no big deal. It's totally worth it for something that's going to transform the way we can work on cars in this shop and allow us to do so many new things that we wouldn't have been able to do before. And all of that stuff is going to be on this channel. So stay tuned, subscribe, like, buy your clothing items so that we can keep paying for this stuff. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Did you know you can get Octane Monkey gear at octanemonkey.com? That's right, we got shirts, hats, stickers, even car parts. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button.
I'm not gonna miss laying on my back in the gravel.